Until AI comes to the scene now.
Yes, close enough. I mean, we're all gonna get replaced by AI, but until then, all right. What are we? Let's talk about some GTA 6, guys. Let's get warmed up before we get into any of the spice. What do you guys think of that?
The trailer?
Yeah,
It's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan, to be honest.
yeah. All right, Mehdi, why are you not a huge fan? I mean, personally, I agree with the Tate brothers. I can't believe that we have a game that celebrates shooting cops. That's disgusting. I mean, nothing like the Tate brothers who borderline try to pass as GTA characters, telling everyone else that we shouldn't be shooting cops. So
wait, there's more than one Tate?
Yeah,
they're twins.
Like the guys that
Go on.
the guys that were doing sex trafficking in Romania.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
what's their catchphrase, their slogan? Like, what if you're a something man? What is it?
the top G's.
Yeah, top G's. That's what it was.
Top G.
Do people still talk about Andrew Tate in 2023? I thought we.
I don't know. I think he's kind of. I think that's why I think he spoke out against GTA 6. It's like you have to say something to like get back on people's radar. I had forgotten about them, and I was like, oh shit, they're out of prison. Like that was kind of crazy.
They're under house arrest right now. That's as far as I remember.
Okay, there was a really funny take. There were people like this always happens when these games come around. Like so, the trailer drops. And I saw this thread, and it was just like, dude, I swear, people on Twitter aren't real. Actually, Twitter and like all the Twitter verification and blue shit that like puts people's comments higher has convinced me that we should speed up AI cars and like AI driving, because like I'm reminded every day that when I'm on Twitter and I see these people typing, I'm like, holy shit, these people can drive. And that terrifies me. Anyways, there are people who are just like, video game industry can't believe it once again. Look at they're just trying to push diversity on us. Like, why are there all these like black people on the beach? And I'm like, holy shit, you've never been to Florida.
Wait,
like,
hold up. That was an actual thing,
bro. There are people unironically mad about that. Yeah. I mean, there always are, right? There are always
going to be those kind of people. It's just to me, they'll always be the minority. And it's just they're always the loudest. That's why they get the most attention, because they say some bizarre, against.
It's like against the grain kind of takes,
Yeah, exactly. Right. But some people do it on purpose, though. Some people like that. That's their brand. That's who they are. They just they want the reaction, right? And they say things to get a reaction.
I mean, it's also like there's just a broader kind of piece of content that is like the craziest shit gets views and kind of works. This is totally unrelated to GTA 6. Did you guys see the high-speed chase that was live streamed?
No.
Which one?
No. This is where it's gonna get crazy. Okay, we've all been. I know you guys have been streaming, and like some of your chat, like, yo, there's a chase going on in LA, right? And then you can fucking watch it from the news camera.
Right.
And I've always been like, what if someone was like streaming from the fucking car? Someone streamed from the car.
No.
Like an actual Twitch streamer was streaming in a chase.
Yes, there was an actual. Does someone have a?
Let me get that check mark now. Watch me.
Dude, it actually happened. Someone said it was a kick streamer. Okay, that's like actually weirdly enough, I think it was a Twitch streamer. It might have been a kick streamer. I don't know, but no, there was actually a. I saw this on. I saw it on Twitter. I don't know what app they were streaming. They're clearly streaming. There's fucking chat going in the corner, and these guys are in a car. Fucking like highway blasting away from cops. They got away too.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
I know Instagram goes hard on that.
Did I say twatter? No way. Please tell me I didn't just. I said. Oh God. What? I really hope I didn't.
You did say twatter.
I'm scared. I did. Fuck. God, that's how you know I'm RPing again, man. I got the itch. That's not good. No, but yeah, it was a real thing. They were like in the backseat of their car, and it was like some GTA-esque shit of them driving away from the cops, highway blasting, and they got away. But I'm also like, dude, like the cops can just find. Like, you were streaming that, man. Like, they're just gonna know, right? Like, isn't that? I don't know. Anyways, people are just live streaming kind of crazy shit, which was kind of shown in the GTA 6 trailer, like all the like live stream stuff going on. I kind of like their take I feel like they're gonna have a really good take on like social media and live streaming just from what they teased in the trailer.
Well, what's gonna happen is the locals are gonna record you when you do crime and upload to social media. That's what I think.
Oh, that would actually be
That's what I think.
really dope.
Okay? Because that explains why you
Dude.
see. Because if you go in one of the trailers, right, and you see Lucia, I think that's her name, right, and she's like kind of
Yeah.
celebrating the car, the convertible one, and then there's an AI, or sorry, there's a local filming her doing that, basically.
Huh.
Dude. Wait, that's actually so smart.
Yeah. And
And
that way you can just integrate social media into the locals being part of it.
That would be really cool. I can imagine like doing a mission or just like randomly, like, I don't know, like robbing a store and, you know, a little bit later you get like a notification on your in-game phone and there's like, you've been tagged, yo, dude, so-and-so just like robbed this thing. And you just see like a little GIF of that moment just in the background.
And you're like, oh, fuck, that was me. That's actually sick. Oh my God, you're actually gonna have to wear it. Wow, you probably have to mask up then. Jesus. Damn, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I never played GTA 5, so I mean, other than RP. So I mean, the whole thing with GTA 6, like, it's cool. I can't wait to see what comes out of it. But I never even played GTA 5, so.
Wait, so I was trolling and saying it looks okay. Wait, do you actually, were you not trolling, Trav?
Me, I know. It looks fun. I mean, I was showing my girlfriend the other night like how sick everything looks. But I mean, as far as some of the scenes were just like you have that one crazy old lady. I mean, I was like, fuck, is that real? I mean, there's shit where I'm like, and looking at,
Everything you see in the game is by Rockstar editor. That everything's made in game. None of it is like enhanced.
I know that. It was more like, it's like, oh fuck, that's really. I know it's a video game, but I was like, for a second, I was like questioning it.
Oh,
I mean, we're getting to that
yeah.
stage right now, right? I mean, somebody even made it even more real with AI. Like they took the trailer.
I looked like I literally tweeted about that, Sab, and it looked like shit. Bro, yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I'll pull it up.
Which one?
Bro,
Which one
these
did you see?
dude,
Because the one I saw,
no, these AI Andes will like take something like that and like, oh look, we enhanced it and made it look even more real. And I'm like, cool, you just entered the fucking uncanny valley, and now it looks like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want to play a photorealistic game. In fact, something I praise Rockstar for. I think Rockstar has done one of the best jobs of making their games kind of more and more realistic over the years. And the way I saw GTA, it looks realistic, but it still looks like GTA. It still has a little bit of style with it, you know?
Yeah, I could
right.
definitely
mean,
see that.
That's why they never go for full-blown realism, right? In GTA games, because they have their little niche style of graphics that that's a Rockstar game.
My real take
Yeah.
on GTA 6, bro, the moment that thing dropped, and look, I was doing a sponsor spot with my brother, and it was like we had an hour left, and all of a sudden the chats are getting spammed. Like, dude, the thing is leaking. We're like both like, oh, dude, should we like, can we? And then we just said, fuck it. The moment that trailer began to play, I felt like my heart drop, like it was nostalgia just hitting me. Like remembering back when GTA 5 first hit the scene and waiting at GameStop for like a copy, because that's what you had to do. And it was like each and every scene just told me, I cannot wait for this. Be it like the huge environment down to just seeing like the amount of peds that are walking around. Like it's I can't wait 2 years. I can't. It's gonna be a tough wait, man. It's gonna be a tough wait.
What do you think the time frame is on from that going to? So did they confirm that it's coming out at a different time for PC?
Oh, guys, I got the date, by the way, for you if you guys want. Well, I don't know the PC date, but you guys ready for my theory crafting on the date?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Publicly released Take-Two like earnings statement or investor meeting, whatever, because they're publicly traded, right? They confirmed that it's going to be fiscal year 2025. Okay, so that means it can't be Q4. So it's not going to be late Q5 or late 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we know it's before Q4 of 2025. Now hear me out. The big times to drop would be, I think Q4, before the holidays, or Q2. Here's my take. They're going to go for like a spring, early summer drop because it's it's based around, right? Like Miami, Florida, sunshine vibes, spring break. Everyone goes to fucking Miami for spring break. I'm telling you, we got like an April or May launch. Boom.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I second that as well too. For sure. Because it has to. It's all about timing, right? It can't be too early. Can't be too late. It has to be that sweet spot in the middle.
I like that too because isn't that when GTA 5 and Red Dead 2 came out? Didn't they come out like sort of early summer, or am I wrong?
That was Red Dead. GTA came out in September.
Oh, it did. Okay. Either way, that implies the PC probably is going to be 6 months to a year later, which kind of is unfortunate, but.
And then from an RP perspective as well, think about how long it's going to take someone to build a 5M server, or actually just a framework. I guess it would be 6M.
Okay, here's the molten hot take here. Ssab knows this. Like, listen, guys, we can't look at the GTA 6 release like the GTA 5 release in terms of timeline for online and then RP, because it's we're 10 years in the future, and I mean, maybe we would think that, but Rockstar buying 5M tells me that for all I know, they want to be able to launch what is the 6M or whatever the case may be. They want to probably drop that with online. I think if not with online, at least way earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, think about everybody was complaining about Rockstar buying 5M, and I'm sure there'll be some things that will come up people complain about, but the bridge is already built between 5M and Rockstar before GTA 6 was announced or came out, right? So, which is good news. I mean, going to the future, we don't have that uncertainty. We got actually something that's connected to it, and then maybe they can bring it into 6.
Yeah, the other thing is, the other thing is, I think people, it's weird. I had debates with my chat. I mean, even the chatters now are being like, "Well, no way." I don't think people are considering the future that Rockstar may or may not see, but I think like a lot of game devs kind of see, right? Like a lot of game devs are looking at Epic and what Epic's done with Fortnite, or they're looking at Roblox, or they're looking at any of the other sort of like gaming ecosystems. And end of the day, like I think that if you think Rockstar is going to do the same formula for GTA 5 to online to eventually roleplay, I think you're sorely mistaken. I think they looked at GTA 5 and they saw the success. Obviously, they're like, and again, it's like their initial game is going to be godly successful, right? But I think they're probably thinking of this as a bigger venture, and they're probably looking at online spaces, RP spaces, people creating games within, the GTA 6 engine. They're probably thinking about that for like the 10 years after the game launches.
Yeah, I definitely like the comparison to Fortnite. I mean, you got the Fortnite Lego coming out, and it might seem ridiculous, but the amount of longevity that creates between each and every season they drop and whatnot, that's just a smart business model. And when Rockstar can create such like vibrant, big worlds, if there are systems that they put in place that go beyond just the driving and the shooting and whatnot, there's a lot that can be done there. And I think with CFX now being owned by Rockstar, them giving out, taking the expertise that CFX must have, right, about how their user base and likes to use their tools, and applies that natively, and you just send that out to the community, and you're like, create whatever you want. You could end up with some very vibrant BRs, role play servers, different twists of things. Though I do think that I'd be surprised if it becomes a day one thing, mostly because I'm leaning on the skeptical side. So I'm excited if it drops day one, but not disappointed if it doesn't, if that kind of makes sense.
Wait, we're talking about like the role play world, right?
We're talking about 5M.
Yeah, there's no way it drops day one, because you got to think about like assets and stuff being coded for each individual server. Like I'm sure they'll incorporate some kind of like basic whatever for like for the sake of role playing, but overall, like think about all the work that goes into like nopixel and all that. And it's like that's not going to be. There's no way they released the engine early. The developers even, I don't think, you know what I mean? Because what's to say like a random 5M developer doesn't leak stuff from the game? If they already want that.
Well,
they might. It would probably be like a year or two afterwards, I would imagine, right?
Well, what they could do is the game launches and then they give access to those tools to the developers, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, if I'm like predicting a timeline, and by the way, like low key, I actually kind of like this. Like, there's a world where like, if GTA 6 launched on PS5, Xbox, PC day one, had online day one, and had like fully fleshed out RP servers day one, I actually wouldn't like that. I'd be overwhelmed. I'd lose my mind.
I agree.
I actually kind of like if they drop it, at least on like the way I figure is like console's gonna be like that's the story sandbox, right? Which is an incredible experience. Like that's worth it, right?
Right.
And then I think the single player is gonna be incredible. And then I think they'll I don't know fully the order, but I expect when they drop PC, they'll probably have something cooked up, at least if not ready, at least like announced for how they want to do custom servers. I'm just saying,
I mean,
like you don't buy 5M for nothing. Like,
well, that's interesting.
1,000%.
Because I have a whole theory on that as well. Is the it wasn't the CEO, it was somebody talking about why they acquired it, and they said that the consumer. Was it the CEO? He was talking about, he was like, he was basically saying, God, I can't remember his exact words, but he was saying that the kind of like the viewer of the RP world is the product at that point. So if that's the case, then what I think they're gonna do from a theoretical standpoint, I think they'll do something like dynamic ads in the video game and sell ad space within fucking GTA. You know,
bro,
how
that's
else?
Brilliant.
Like if the viewer of the RP world is that's their product at this point, then how are they gonna make money from that? Like, what's their point? So it's like,
right, but here's what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna turn GTA 6 into the most immersive Second Life experience in the world, to where it's almost like gonna be like VR chat, but GTA 6, where you live in that world and the world revolves and updates and it's constantly modern and there's so much social media in it built into it. We can talk to other people, so you don't have to ever leave that world to interact with other people. It's all in there.
But I'm talking about
into a simulation.
5M, but I'm talking about the reason why they acquired 5M, not GTA, which the CEO specifically said.
No. I'm saying it's gonna be designed that way to even when you go to 5M, you can just apply the same kind of principles, right? That's what roleplay is, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
right, but how do you? Okay, so you have to think from the perspective of Rockstar as well. They're not going to acquire something that isn't going to financially benefit them. So, what is?
I'm sure they'll start charging on maybe a subscription for having 5M.
No, but that's what I'm saying is the CEO didn't say anything about the people on 5M. He was talking about the viewer being the product. The viewers of the RP community are the product. I
agree with Trav.
So him saying that makes me think that they'll have, like, imagine billboards, right? That they have in GTA 6. And now they have they work with real life companies, like let's say Sprite or some shit, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, we'll give you a spot on this billboard for.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. I mean, I can see that. I mean, there's so much potential, right?
So for everyone's benefit, it says, I pulled up the article. It says, responding to a question by a shareholder about the possibilities opened by the acquisition of the CEO explained that the absorption of CFX.RE was interesting in two ways, as it brought different communities under the company's wing. Number one, the people actually playing in roleplay servers.
Yeah.
And number two, the people watching what they're doing on Twitch, which makes sense, which definitely makes sense. I mean,
finally we get recognized.
It's like with a lot of things.
I think the watching one is way more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Because think about how many people play 5M versus how many people actually watch it. Like,
yeah, I mean, if I could monetize the amount of like actual role players, I mean, relative to other games, it's not that big, right?
The current population of 5M right now is 240,000 concurrent, right? How many people
by the way, that's actually not bad. Like, that's still a pretty sizable population.
250,000 concurrent is not bad, actually. What do you think is the viewership watching 5M?
Insane. It's actually really funny. It's really funny. There's this dude who's I'm gonna get one guy by this dude in my chat who seems to be going back and forth, but he was even like, oh my god, like RP is really niche. Like no. RP is not niche. It is the most watched thing on Twitch outside of just chatting. And if you don't believe me, you can literally pull up the stats for like GTA 5. And it still is. Even now, it is the most watched thing on stream. Granted, I'm saying it's the GTA category. Dude, I learned about this. There's crazy viewership from Japanese servers. Apparently, there's a massive Japanese RP scene. And it's not really saying you can argue with. There's literally stats. If you pull up viewership from the last couple years, even when even in 2023, when people have said RP is mellowed out, it's still the most watched category. I'm pretty sure.
And I think even if you were to look at it from
chatting,
even if you were to look at it from the perspective of it's niche relative to the entire GTA community, which means anyone that purchased a copy and played it, it still plays a role for active exposure, because there will still be individuals who, you know, are going to like think about, are they going to buy a game, right? They may come across a stream on Twitch, which is marketing games too, right? Like that new title came out, the Days Gone. Is that what it is? Like people are going to click on the title and be like, yo, what is this? Oh, this is cool. Am I going to buy it or not buy it? And there will be customers who come to the site, watch someone streaming, whether it's role play or the online, and then make a decision based on that. But I think the conversation, my understanding is, talking about advertising potentially other products through the game world, which then gets viewed by 250,000 people on Twitch.
Yo, Mod, someone in the chat said RP
Coil?
is. Yeah, can we ban that guy from the chat? Thanks.
Can we get this guy out of here, please? Thank you.
No, but well, what's interesting is like, okay, I am gonna get one guide by this guy. Chris in DC said RP is so niche, we just live in it every day. You can't just write that after I literally just gave you the stats that it's the most viewed category on Twitch.
I think he's memeing on you. That's one of my mods. One of Penta mods too. One of Penta's main mods and my mod.
Oh,
you're getting trolled.
You're getting one guide by some guy that's like literally doing it as a joke.
That's funny.
That's classic me. I mean, honestly, that's like a bingo card for me for a stream. Anyways, no, but like, so remember when Adidas I think Adidas tried to do something with NoPixel, right? And
no, it wasn't NoPixel. It was
G2 Esports.
Yeah.
And there's the G2 streamers in NoPixel, which actually at the time I think I was one of. But like, so here's the thing though. In the future, couldn't Adidas go to say Prodigy or Onyx or NoPixel and make, yo, like, we want to do an activation in your server.
No, you're missing a step though. You're missing a step. They would go to Rockstar. Rockstar would go to the other people. That's how it could. How the thing would work.
The step could go. You know, it could go any way. Adidas might actually go to NoPixel and say, "Hey, we have this offer for you." And then what happens is NoPixel says, "Yeah, we want that," and then NoPixel might get money from some deal with them. But then NoPixel has to.
Oh, go sorry.
But what if Rockstar is like, "Yeah, that's cool. We'll take our cut. Thank you."
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, there'll be so many shady deals going on though if that happens. It has to be.
Why?
Brother, what do you mean why?
I think what
that's advertising. That's how streamers get advertised. I'm streaming for Mountain Dew later tonight. It's the same idea. They're paying for your viewership.
Right, but it gets wild though. It has to be done in a systematic way to where Rockstar has to be at the top and then it feeds at the bottom, right? Or else it gets wild because people will have shady deals and then they'll probably lie and then just have some shit happen on the server, right? And then it'll turn to fucking just chaos.
I imagine.
Yeah, so it might go that direction. It might be that Adidas talks to Rockstar and then Rockstar offers it to servers if they're interested.
Yeah, I mean,
and maybe that's the way servers can start earning revenue, right? We've been talking about this. How are servers supposed to be earning revenues besides whitelist applications, besides paying for prior, right? Maybe that's a future where it's like, hey, now that advertisers can be in on it,
I mean, Rockstar is big enough, and that to the extent that if something like that were to come into play, right, where servers were directly contacted, they probably would have like an avenue set up where there is some level of curation, right? Some level of sign off where things aren't sort of done haphazardly. But to the same point, nothing stops Rockstar from offering out to all their server customers, like at a click of a button, hey, do you want to add these Adidas shoes to your server this week, plus X amount of money, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that sounds insane if that happens. That sounds insane. Think about that, right? Think about the potential behind that, right? Not only you got licensing happening in game, but also advertising is going out to everybody, the players who are using it and the
the
viewers.
viewers, yeah. And I think the viewers is going to be like a really big question. I mean, again, because like, and this is why whenever I look at like how Rockstar, I would be against all this. I think them buying 5M and CFX just tells me that they're future thinking about this, right? I just don't like when people are like projecting the same ideas that were in 2013 when GTA 5 came out to today. We're in a totally different ecosystem, right? Like honestly, one of the biggest things besides just the product being built or being bought is everyone cares about eyes and viewership, right? The biggest competition to Twitch is I'm sorry to Kick, but it's actually not Kick, right? The biggest competition to Twitch is probably TikTok or YouTube, right? It's the idea that it's that if I'm a Twitch viewer, I might go and just get distracted on my phone and start browsing TikTok. I might go and watch, you know, a YouTube video, right? Like that's actually their biggest those are their biggest competitions, right? It's not necessarily the direct competitor. It's whatever could just take attention away from you. So again, with all that in mind, if people are watching GTA streams, if GTA 6 is not only one of the most played games, but is also one of the most watched games, they might be looking at ways to be like, hey, how can we get a cut of that, right?
I can definitely see that happening. You want the doomed take too, which I don't think is going to happen.
What's the doomer? Yeah, what is the doomer take though?
The doomer take is, well, when you own the only platform that allows for the modification and you have full reign and absolute control of it, what does that mean for us? What does that mean? You know, we own it now. You know what? We don't think this is a good idea anymore. Here's the red button. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of barriers are going to come over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I know the doomer take exists. I'm actually I am very like positive. I have a super positive outlook for not only the RP space, but just like the two ecosystems that if I could just bet money on and just doing really well over the next 5 years, maybe even decade, is GTA and like RP or just custom servers in GTA. I think those two will go crazy.
Yeah, GTA 6 is about to be the first game in a long time on Twitch we've seen where everybody is playing it. You look on your left, channels follow, everybody's playing GTA 6. It's just down the list. It's gonna be locked down launch for sure.